this is Bob Miller. I want to take a minute and talk to you about a unique opportunity for learning incident response and doing in such a way that it's not just an educational exercise, but it's actually engaging. So I'm going to give you a little bit of the backstory. Last year at Ride a Boom, I sat through a tabletop incident response exercise developed by Ethan Tancredi and Matt Lee. This game was really about MSP scenarios that are really tough to deal with. So that had a really big impact on me personally. So I took the material, they gave it out kindly enough. They, allowed us to use that material. And then I customized it for my MSP, and that effort was so successful when we actually executed the tabletop exercise, I decided to work toward turning it into an online multiplayer immersive experience, which is what you do when you do something that's actually kind of good. Not everybody does that, but we had the ability, and we felt strongly that this was something that could help people understand more about incident response, because those tabletops have been very successful. So that was our reasoning behind doing it. So what's the challenge? I mean, I've been racking my brain for the last few years about why people do not put out more effort as it relates to incident response, both the planning and the exercising of their plan, right? I mean, we talk about it in every webinar. Just about every webinar includes some portion of incident response and why it's important to exercise those plans. And we also talk about the statistics about who actually has them and are they actually exercising them. And really, it was difficult for me to understand why people didn't understand the importance of that and what the impact an incident response plan and the exercising of it can have, right? And, we needed to do something to make it better and easier and in a format that MSPs and their clients could actually grasp and appreciate. That's the real goal here, is to find ways to get people to understand the value proposition that exists inside of having an incident response plan and actually using it. There's tons of statistics on it. We already know it costs half as much when you have a breach if you've got an incident response plan and you exercise it. I mean, it's rough numbers, but I mean, big enough numbers to have value related to them, right? So that's the challenge we've been trying to figure out. And I think we've actually landed on something that can get people to emotionally engage. And that's what this game is all about. So what's the promise with this game? And the promise is really simple. If you play this game for 2 hours, you're going to enhance your incident response capabilities, full stop. We're a mature MSP. We've had our incident response plan for years. We break it out twice a year, look over it, make sure it's up to date, walk through some basic scenarios. We had been doing that religiously for years, right? But when we played this tabletop exercise, and the way it's presented and the way it's actually executed, we wound up taking notes and creating 12 adjustments to our incident response plan out of that tabletop. And that's after we had already been planning and doing and exercising those plans internally for several years. It's just the value of looking at things from a different perspective. And this online game really does that to you, just like the tabletop did to me when I played it in real time. And this is the thing about this, it's online and it's a real time scenario. There are clocks running. You only have so much time to do things. And that's another thing. You don't get to sit there and just listen and eat lunch while everybody talks through different parts of this thing. You have to be engaged in the process. There's the allocation of resources. There's the strategy about which clients to deal with first. There's a lot of actual tactical and strategic decisions that got to get made. And they got to be made under the pressure of having a clock running and only having so much time to do that. So this isn't just another online game. It really is a completely different experience, right? It's designed by people in the channel who have really dealt with real world challenges as it relates to IR. And so it's an authentic learning experience. It's not something you're going to get unless you work with people who have really been through the fire of incident response, practically had their hands dirty in that whole process. So this is so far proven to be a really great experience. So we're going to expand upon it. We're going to run another session on March 29th. And part of that, I want to, let you know that this is being brought to you by Empath. Wes Spencer and Alex and Kyle, they've been so supportive of this effort because they, just like I, know that this is something that's really needed in the channel. Ways to educate not only our MSPs, but also our clients that work for our MSPs. And so that's what this effort's about. We're going to continue to develop scenarios. We're going to continue to expand upon the capabilities. And we're going to use these early games that are basically free. They don't cost you a nickel to get in them right now. To learn something, it's free to learn something, just a dedication of the couple hours to play the game. But we're going to use that as a springboard to develop a better system that's more improved, lots more scenarios, and be able to do that with people who are experts in the field. So I want you to check out the links that are provided below and sign up as soon as you can. It's limited seating for these games because we're trying to keep them small in the beginning to learn as much as we can about ways to improve the system, or what people's expectations are. And this is really a absolute startup effort that's just being bootstrapped by some of us who really love the idea of teaching people and making this process a lot better. So please take a minute and sign up. Be watching, by the way, because we'll be dropping some short videos of the actual gameplay that we did in our last run through, with real MSPs and real enterprises. Some of it's pretty entertaining. I think you'll like it. We're going to keep those little videos short, so you're not going to be spending a whole bunch of time watching it, 2-3 minute clips in most cases. But you'll get a feel for what it's really kind of like to play the game in those clips. So be sure and watch for that. Those are going to be dropping at any time. So we're excited to see where this game goes and where it all leads us down the road. It's a real live building of an idea in front of everybody, which is what could be more fun. So again, it's Bob Miller. I hope to see you soon. And thanks, everyone. Bye.